The ARMIC Annual Risk Management Attestation. The ARMIC Risk Management Attestation is a continuation of our shared commitment to risk management. Members sign off and agree to adhere to 7 simple risk management items that we've all identified as the most vital and impactful to our shared success. In this video, we will touch on each one of these 7 risk management practices. Wildfire. Each ARMIC division member must ensure that they, and/or all relevant staff with their division, are trained on the Fire Smart Wildfire checklist. Comply with turning off all systems, including ventilation systems, that can be operated via a BMS system, and ensure all window, doors, and garages are closed. Members are expected to notify both ARMIC and the broker when they have been given a wildfire alert within their division. The Fire Smart checklist provides important tips for protecting property in the event of a wildfire. While some tips are geared towards residential properties, others are important risk mitigation tips that schools should endeavor to complete if time and safety permits. If possible, remove leaves, pine needles, and other debris from your roof and gutters. Landscape, mow grass, and weeds. Clear all dead plants. Move combustible items such as toys, patio furniture, cushions, decorative items, firewood, and potted plants inside. If you have a propane tank located on your property, it should be moved to 10 meters away from structures. Secure any gate in an open position, and cover dryer vents and wall-mounted makeup air openings. For furnaces with a plywood cover, metal tape, or duct tape. The vital measures ARMIC members must comply with as a part of the attestation are turning off all systems, including ventilation systems, that can be operated via a BMS system and ensure all window, doors, and garages are closed. Unless it is unsafe to do so, these measures should always be done. While ARMIC has been lucky that in recent years wildfires have not caused direct damage to our schools, smoke damage has caused over $10 million in remediation and cleanup costs. Keeping our ventilation systems off and our school openings closed is essential to controlling the impact we feel from any future wildfire. Claims process. Each ARMIC division member must give notice to appropriate parties as identified in the ARMIC Claims Protocol as soon as possible. Members must work with ARMIC and their insurance partners to mitigate and adjust the loss. This condition is simple and straightforward, but of vital importance. ARMIC has consolidated a mix of trusted and preferred vendors and insurance partners who can respond to any claim that may arise. Ensuring ARMIC is involved from the beginning allows us to provide the best claim experience possible and manage costs for all our members. Snow removal. Slips and falls are one of ARMIC's most common causes for accidents and claims. Cold winters and ice are an eventuality in Alberta, and while we cannot fully eliminate all risk that stems from it, we can do things to reduce our exposure and liability from these claims. Each member must maintain a regular log of their snow removal practices and procedures from the division and contracted services, which may be required for further investigation following an incident. These logs should include who is responsible for maintaining the parking lots and walkways, the date and time of each clearing or salting, and any other specific information that may be documented in your practices or procedures, such as agreement on timelines for clearing after snowfall or amount of snowfall that may trigger a clearing. If a third-party contractor is being used to provide regular maintenance, boards should request and maintain annual insurance certificates for their files and records. Additionally, a comprehensive snow and maintenance guide prepared by the Risk Management and Claims Committee along with our Marsh partners is available for more detailed information on post-claim documentation and what information to confirm when contracting snow removal services. Temperature setbacks and water flow sensors. Installation of temperature setbacks and water flow sensors are mandatory, and compliance will be recorded within the annual underwriting process. These devices have been instrumental in ARMIC's reduction in water and freezing claims. Water flow sensors detect any anomalies in the water usage and flow and can automatically shut off the water supply, turning major losses into minor ones.
Our school division. So sometimes to get to these emergencies or situations that need repair, it's not as quick as we'd like. So to alleviate that problem, we've come up with a system that will monitor how much water we're using. And if there's any deviation from this, any anomalies regarding how much water we're consuming, this system will shut the water off.
So this is the heart of the system. The device that we're looking at right now is the water monitor. And when it sees an anomaly, as I said before, it will trigger off this shut-off valve, the orange valve that we're looking at right now. That valve will automatically shut off. And then that is managed through what we call our building management system, our BMS system, which is tied into all of our buildings. Every one of our sites has this. It's a really good device. Costs about $25,000 per site. It's covered by the Alberta government through the IMR grant, and it's worth its weight in gold. So a few years ago, we did have a water leak. The toilet bowl emptied, but then the flush valve within the toilet bowl triggered, and it was trying to fill a bowl that wasn't there. And our system shut that off after about 10 liters of water had spilled on the floor. What it boiled down to for repairs was about a few hours of caretaking work to clean up the mess. That had happened when no one was around. It could have led to hundreds of thousands of dollars of damage by flooding our entire office area here.
The activities list policy guides school boards in choosing activities that consider the safety and well-being of students, staff, volunteers, and third parties involved in the activity. Ensure appropriate risk mitigation strategies are in place to protect individuals in ARMIC. Schools are also expected to follow the guidelines that are provided through the School Physical Activity, Health and Education Resource for Safety. The information on this website is provided through a partnership of the University of Alberta's Injury Prevention Center, representatives from various ministries of the Alberta Government and Alberta Health Services. The School Physical Activity, Health and Education Resource for Safety, or MySpheres, is a resource intended for use by Alberta schools, staff, and administration to provide safety guidelines for activities. Spheres focuses on safe instructional practices, minimizing inherent risks, encouraging school authorities to develop policies, plans, and procedures for the safety and security of their students. As part of the annual risk management attestation, members agree to follow the activities list guidelines for all school activities. If you have a question or need clarification on a particular activity, you can put an inquiry or appeal request to the RMC committee, or contact the executive director and they can get the details for further information. Loss control inspections. Loss control inspections are carried out annually by a third-party partner, and a report is generated highlighting all risk management recommendations, ranging from low to critical. Critical recommendations reflect conditions that were unexpected and represent an extreme or imminent risk to operations and/or personal safety. Immediate action is suggested to resolve or temporarily mitigate until permanent measures can be achieved. High recommendations reflects a serious risk which should receive priority action. Moderate recommendations suggest an action plan be developed to address the issue at the earliest practical opportunity. Low recommendations, incremental issues that will further enhance risk management and control systems, providing long-term benefits. ARMIC members are required to action all critical items within 45 days and high-risk items within 90 days of an inspection report being completed. Note that members will be considered to be within compliance if they have a work order or repair plan in place within the respective timelines. And all other low and medium risk recommendations should be acknowledged for future action with ARMIC's broker. Roofing. Under the annual ARMIC Risk Management Attestation, divisions acknowledge that the use of hot tar roofing is prohibited. ARMIC encourages the use of cold press roofing. Cold press roofing uses liquid adhesives and self-adhering sheets, so there's no need for heat during installation. It's a quicker, safer process that works well in all weather conditions. Since no heat or open flames are used, there's no fire risk, making it a safer option for installation. On average, cold press is more affordable since it requires less labor and installs faster. In addition, this method releases fewer harmful chemicals, low VOC emissions, making it not only a safer choice, but also an eco-friendlier choice. For additional resources, including a detailed wildfire mitigation presentation, the full claims process and policy, the detailed activities list, and the ARMIC Snow and Ice Maintenance Guide, you can go to the ARMIC website, the ARMIC Teams channel, or contact Joshua, and he'll be happy to help you find the resources you need.